Let me describe a day you might know too well. You wake up tired even though you slept. You roll over, grab your phone, start scrolling, not because you want to, but because your brain needs something to grab onto. You tell yourself, today's the day. I'm going to be productive. I'm going to eat well. I'm going to journal. But by 10 a.m., you're already behind. The to-do list feels impossible. You're overwhelmed. And so you freeze or you distract or you spiral. You tell yourself you'll reset after lunch, but by nighttime, you're lying in bed with this heavy pit in your stomach, wondering why you still haven't figured it out. You think, why can't I stay consistent? Why am I like this? Other people seem to have it together. Like, what's wrong with me? If this sounds like you, I need you to hear this. You're not lazy, you're not broken, and you're not behind. You're burned out and it's not your fault. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's actually happening biologically, psychologically, and emotionally, and how to finally interrupt this cycle. If this already feels familiar, if this feels personal, I created a program called REWIRED to help you rebuild your systems, your mindset, and your self-trust from the inside out. And I'll share more about it later, but just so you know, it exists and it's for you. Not for the version of you that has it together, but the real version of you right now. Burnout isn't just being tired. It's waking up every day with good intentions and still feeling like you're failing by noon. It's being mentally online 24/7, but physically offline. It's watching yourself fall behind while your inner critic gets louder and louder. It's the Google search at 1 a.m., how to reset my life, why can't I stay consistent, how do I get out of a rut? Burnout shows up in layers. Brain fog, low motivation, scrolling addiction, emotional outbursts, isolation, and shame. And over time, it becomes an identity crisis. You start to wonder, is this just who I am? But the answer is no. But the way out isn't what you think. So let's zoom in. Burnout isn't just emotional, it's physiological. Here's what's happening. When you're under chronic stress, even low-level stress like perfectionism, overstimulation, comparison, people-pleasing, your body stays stuck in survival mode. Your nervous system gets hijacked, and your brain just starts to prioritize short-term safety over long-term intention. Your executive function, the part of your brain that manages motivation, organization, decision-making, it just goes offline. So even though you want to show up, you literally can't access that part of you that knows how. And then the spiral begins. You fall off, you blame yourself, you try to fix it with another reset, you burn out again. This is the cycle most women in their 20s are stuck in. And every time you fail, it reinforces this belief that I'm the problem. But you're not the problem. The problem is that you've been trying to heal burnout with discipline. I know this because I've lived it. I was the girl with the perfect plan. I had my habit tracker, my meal prep, my morning routine. I looked like I had it all together, but inside I was exhausted. I was constantly chasing the next reset. I didn't feel connected to my life. I felt trapped in it. And the turning point wasn't dramatic, it was quiet. One morning, I was sitting at my desk completely frozen, and I remember thinking, I don't need another routine. I need a new way of being. That thought became the seed for what would later become my entire rewired framework. A way to rebuild my system, not from shame, but from alignment. And everything changed. So what does it actually look like to rewire your life out of burnout? These are the 4 pillars I teach inside Rewired. Number 1 is nervous system safety. This is the foundation. Most people try to stack habits on top of chaos, but if your body doesn't feel safe, no habit will ever stick. In Rewired, we begin with the nervous system regulation, breath work that helps calm your stress response, grounding rituals that anchor you in the present, and routines that are designed to soothe rather than to stimulate. We also dive into things like digital boundaries, because if you're waking up and scrolling for 30 minutes before getting out of bed, your system is already overwhelmed before the day even has started. This phase is about switching out of the survival mode. It's about giving your body the message, you're safe now. You don't have to hustle to be worthy. Number 2 is identity reconnection. Burnout is often a symptom. Identity disconnection is the root. Most of us are operating on stories we inherited, stories about success, beauty, productivity, and worth. We rarely question them. In this module, we slow down and ask, Who am I really? What beliefs am I holding that no longer feel true? What version of me keeps showing up when I'm overwhelmed? And how can I bring her compassion and not criticism? We explore how to realign your life with the version of you that you're becoming and not the one that you've been performing. This isn't about reinventing yourself, it's about remembering yourself. And number 3 is habit reprogramming. This is where structure meets soul. We use the cue, routine, reward model for habit formation, but we apply it in a deep, personalized, and intuitive way. You'll learn to identify your current loops, the ones keeping you stuck, and redesign them so that they can actually serve you. Not in a perfect morning routine kind of way, but in a way that says, this is who I am, and this is how I take care of myself. We build what I call anchor habits, small daily actions that remind you of your truth. And most importantly, we do it in a way that works with your energy, your lifestyle, and your nervous system. This is not about willpower, it's about design. Number 4 is mindset rewiring. If your inner voice is constantly criticizing you, your outer habits will always be misaligned. In this final phase of the program, we focus on rewiring your internal dialogue. We use thought journaling, mirror work, and affirmation practices rooted in self-compassion and cognitive behavior science. You'll learn how to interrupt negative loops like I never follow through or I'm just not a disciplined person, and replace them with thoughts that support your growth. This isn't about toxic positivity, it's about reclaiming your mental narrative so it actually reflects who you are and not who your burnout says you are. This entire system is what you'll walk through, step by step, inside Rewired. It's self-paced, it's trauma-aware, and it's made for women who are ready to stop spiraling and start becoming. One of my clients came to Rewired after years of trying every reset in the book, and she was stuck in what I call perfectionist burnout cycle. But after a few weeks inside the program, she sent me this. I finally feel like I'm building something that can hold me, even when I'm not motivated. That's what Rewired does. It's not just about the habits, it's about building a life that supports your nervous system, your identity, and your values. So if you're in that season where burnout feels like your baseline, if you've tried the resets, the planners, and the Pinterest routines, and you still feel disconnected, it's just time to stop fighting yourself and start rewiring. The Rewired program is linked below, and you'll get access to a 6-week self-paced curriculum, a full Notion system to keep you organized, worksheets, rituals, action steps you can actually stick to, and it's everything I wish I had during my own burnout. If you're ready to stop surviving and start becoming, I'll see you inside. Right now, it's in a promotion before the prices go up next month. I would definitely just check it out or DM me if you have any questions. But remember, you're not lazy, you're not unmotivated, and you're not broken. You're just burnt out, and you're not alone. There's a system that can help you come back to yourself piece by piece, day by day. This isn't just a quick fix. It's the start of your real glow up. And you don't have to earn it. You just have to choose it. So always remember to take deep breaths and live mindfully.